in Java and master data structures and algorithms. If your goal is software development, if you want a proper, permanent and a local environment, now you got to see the top website from Oracle, Windows, macOS, Linux. This roadmap was personally created by me to a solid Java plus VS problem solver. You don't need Java to be installed to start learning Java. This is something most tutorials won't tell you. Let's find out why. Before you click this video, how many of you already thought that Java setup is going to be completely complicated? If that's you, I have a good news for you. By the end of today's video, I will flip your perspective. I have seen a lot of beginners spending more time trying to install Java than actually learning Java. And today, we are removing that obstacle in just under 3 minutes. Hi, this is Veera, currently working as a software engineer at Google as an external workforce. Welcome to Veera Builds. Let's make it clear. Let me ask you, what is your actual goal? If your goal is to purely learn Java and master data structures and algorithms, let me save your time. You don't need this setup at all. Open your browser and start typing online Java compiler. Hit enter. Now open this online compiler. Now you can write all your code instantly without even downloading a single megabyte. Now you can officially skip the installation part. But wait. If your goal is software development, building real-world applications and creating projects, then yes, you need a solid desktop workspace. Let's build it right now. Now look at the screen and choose the path that works best for you. Path 1. If you have both Java and VS Code installed on your computer, awesome. You don't need the setup at all. You can just jump straight into the first program timestamp which is displayed on the screen. We can call this as setup ready dev. Now, the second path, we call it as the FastTrack. Focus stays on only Java and DSA. Nothing much, just an online compiler, no setup needed at all. Now, you open the online compiler which I have shown earlier and jump straight into first program timestamp which is displayed on the screen. Now, the final path, we call it as the dev path. If you want a proper, permanent and a local environment, you just stay here. We will be finish off this entire setup in just 3 steps that takes only 3 minutes. Now for my path 3 members, there are no boring lectures, just pure action. Follow me lead. Open your browser and start typing JDK download. Hit enter. Now you got to see the top website from Oracle. Click on it. Scroll down a bit. There you can see the operating systems mentioned. Linux, macOS, Windows. So if you are using Windows, click on the Windows and you have to choose the x64 installer. Click on this link and the download will start. If you are using Mac operating system such as M1, M2, M3 and M4, go for this ARM64 DMG installer and click on this link. But if you are using older Intel Macs, then go for this x64 DMG installer and click on this link. Then the download will start. If you are using Linux operating system, then pick either x64 Debian package or x64 RPM package based on the information displayed on the screen. As I am using Windows operating system, I will be navigating to Windows and choosing this x64 installer and clicking on this link. Now I will click on save and the download has started. And once the download completes, I will click on this file icon and double clicking on the file. And if you observe carefully, I will click on S, click on next, again click on next, and click on close. That's it. This is how simple the JDK installation is. Now go into our step 2. Click on the new tab and type download VS Code. Hit enter. Now navigate to the top website and choose your operating system. Windows, macOS, Linux. As I'm using Windows operating system, I will be clicking on the Windows operating system download button. And yes, my download has started. I will be clicking on the save button. If you observe, my download is being done here. And I am clicking on this file icon. And once the file downloaded, double click on it. Now you have to accept the agreement. So I will be clicking on I accept the agreement and click on next. And again next. again next, and again next, and click on install. Preparing to install. It will take some time. You have to wait patiently. Yes, now officially the VS Code has installed and we will click on this finish button. That's it. This is how easy the step 2 is also. Now if you observe carefully, the VS Code has opened. This is how easy to install VS Code. Step 2 completed. Now the final step, step 3. Now open your VS Code and click on this small square icon. This is from where we can get all the required extensions. Now search for Java extension pack. Hit enter. Now grab the first one, which is extension pack for Java. This is from Microsoft, and click on this install button. Now the installation was done. That's it. Now your computer is officially ready for Java and your setup is successfully completed. Now let's try to understand what we just do before we write our first Java program. Imagine this is your computer which understands only binary, which are zeros and ones. Now, if this is you only knows Java, not now, but you will eventually learn Java, right? Now, how can this computer can understand your Java? Not possible, right? So for that reason, we have installed a kit called JDK, which means that Java Development Kit. In this JDK, something called JVM is there, which is called as Java Virtual Machine. This concept we have already discussed in our previous lecture. Now this JVM will translate your Java code into binary so that your computer can understand it. So for that reason, we have installed JDK. This is all about step 1. Let's talk about step 2. Why do we need a VS Code? As we already have Notepad in our system, which is also called as the universal text editor, why do we need a VS Code? Now let's talk about the differences between a Notepad and a VS Code so that you will get to know why we installed VS Code. In Notepad, each and every file you have written, you have to save manually. But in VS Code, every file you have written will be saved automatically. And in VS Code, whatever the code you have written, if you want to run the code, you have to go to terminal and you have to run the commands. But in VS Code, only one click run. Means if you want to run your code, you just have to click one run button. And in Notepad, there is no feature called auto completion. But in VS Code, there is a feature called auto completion. And in Notepad, whatever the code you have written, it will look like a boring plain text. But in VS Code, syntax highlighting feature is there so that your code will look colorful and amazing. And coming to Notepad, there is no feature called error detection. But in VS Code, there is a feature called error detection so that when you get an error, it will be automatically detected. And there are many more features like this. That is why we install VS Code rather than using Notepad. Now comes the final step. Why do we need this Java extension pack? At this point, your computer has both JDK and VS Code together, but they don't know each other. They don't know how to communicate with each other. So for that reason, you have installed this Java extension pack allowing JDK and VS Code work together so that you can write, run, debug your Java programs seamlessly. One more important thing. If you watch other tutorials, they might ask you to configure environment variables and setting up the paths. But in our course, you don't need any of these things. Why? Because our Java extension pack automatically configure our environment variables and the paths. So you don't have to do any of these things. And this is the story behind our entire setup. From today onwards, your focus is no longer setup. Your focus is to learn. You hold the keys to learn this language confidently. This roadmap was personally created by me, which contains the roadmap, level 0 foundations, level 1 logic building 50, and level 2 mini projects, DSA and job ready interview preparation skills as well. And here is my promise. Stick to this roadmap with discipline and I will take you from zero to a solid Java plus DSA problem solver who can confidently tackle any interview in any company. And that's it for today's guys. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.